Hey guys, so today I wanted to tell you the story about the symbol for Ryukyu, and it also happens to be the story about how Okinawa became a part of Japan, as well as the story for why karate was started. So this is probably one of the most important stories in Okinawa history, and I hope I don't mess it up. This symbol is seen countless times around Okinawa. You see it on karate dojos, taiko drums, and even graves. It's also incorporated in our logo for Ryukyu, our Okinawan-inspired clothing brand, link in description below. And although it looks cool and you see it everywhere, do you really know where it came from? Turns out, there is no one set story of how it came to be, just many theories. However, the most interesting and popular theory comes from an old Okinawan folktale that goes back to feudal Japan. It's a story about three Ryukyu warriors who stood up for their kingdom, the Ryukyu Kingdom. By the way, if you didn't already know, Okinawa used to be its own kingdom called the Ryukyu Kingdom until they were taken over. That's important to the story. Moving on. The symbol is commonly referred to as the three tiers, or Hidari Gomon, which literally means left-turning crest. The three comma shapes are supposed to represent loyalty, heroism, and altruism. It implies a past full of struggle and hardship, but also a willingness to face difficulties no matter what the cost. Okinawa had just been defeated by the Lord of Kagoshima, who, after the defeat, imposed some conditions on the Ryukyuan people. He told them that without exception, they were not allowed to have any weapons of any kind, and those who were caught with them would be executed. The Ryukyuan king agreed, but did not want to leave his people defenseless, so he began secretly sending his guards to China to learn a variety of martial arts that taught bare-handed fighting styles. Over time, with all that knowledge, they eventually developed their own fighting style called karate. You may have heard of it. The Lord of Kagoshima also told the Ryukyuan people that they had to submit an annual rice tax to Kagoshima. At the time, they had plenty of rice and everything was fine up until a great drought occurred in the Ryukyu Kingdom. Not only could they not pay their rice tax, but they couldn't even eat for themselves. This caused extensive poverty and hunger throughout the island. Seeing the suffering of his people, the king decided to send three of his unarmed guards to Kagoshima to explain their situation and ask if they could forego the rice tax just for that year. The Lord of Kagoshima was outraged and ordered his samurai guards to kill the three men. As the samurai approached the three men to attack them, they were easily able to defend themselves and take down the samurais with the use of karate. This greatly surprised the Kagoshima lord, because he believed his samurais were well trained, very strong, and nearly invincible. So how could they be taken down so quickly by these three men without any weapons? Eventually, more of his guards came to assist with the capture, and after they were finally caught, he ordered the samurai to throw the three Ryukyuan men in a huge boiling cauldron of water that they used to extract oils for fuel. While being boiled alive, the three men screamed out and pleaded, not for their own lives, but for the lives of their people. After seeing this and thinking about it for a while, the Lord of Kagoshima became sympathetic of the situation of the Ryukyuan people, and not only decided to forego the rice tax for that year, but he had his men take rice to them to help them ease their suffering. In return, he graciously asked the Ryukyuan king if he could teach his samurai the art of karate. The king agreed and sent his karate master to Kagoshima to teach his samurai. The courage of those three Ryukyuan warriors ended up starting a whole new relationship between the Ryukyu kingdoms and Japan. The Lord of Kagoshima eventually told the Ryukyuan king what he did to his men, and after hearing the story of the deaths of his guards, he had the Hidari Gomon drawn up to symbolize their heroic actions, which eventually became their family crest and the symbol for the Ryukyu kingdoms. This is also why the symbol is used for karate dojos all around the world. The symbol itself is supposed to represent the three Ryukyuan warriors spinning around in the boiling pot of water, giving their lives for the greater good of their people. So what do you guys think of this story? Originally, I just wanted to tell the story of the symbol of Ryukyu and the same symbol we used here on our brand. But as I was researching and looking through the history of this story, it turns out it's a lot more important than just this symbol. It's how Okinawa became a part of Japan and how they developed their relationship. It's about how karate started. There's a lot to unpack here. And honestly, I'm not sure if this story is true or not, but it's a really amazing story that you hear over and over again on various different websites. So I thought I'd share it with you because it is a really important story for Okinawa. So if you have anything else to add, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. Hopefully this was really insightful for you and you enjoyed this type of content. If you did, go ahead and subscribe because I talk about all things Okinawa and Japan, anything I find interesting while living here. So thank you again so much, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.